All right, guys, welcome back for our second episode of Museum Moments here at Buddy Stubbs Motorcycle Museum. And we're super happy to have Dwight back with us and to go over a couple more unique bikes they have here and to show those off to you guys.
Love it.
Well, welcome back, as Bubba said, and we will try and show you some very special bikes this trip.
Yep.
All right, let's jump into it.
All right.
All right, guys, so this is actually a super cool bike that I know nothing about. You come in, it stands out, and there's plenty of room by this bike, so you really can take a good look at it. Obviously it's a sidecar, but it's on the wrong side, so that piques interest. But I'm gonna let Dwight just kind of talk about this because again, I'm completely ignorant to this, but it is super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
This is a 1915 Excelsior. Excelsiors were built in Chicago from 1904 to 1931. In 1911, Ignat Schwinn of Schwinn Bicycles acquired Excelsior motorcycles. This particular bike is a 1915. It was purchased new by a gentleman in New Zealand. Buddy found it there, brought it back to the States. It has almost 100,000 miles on it. The sidecar is a Goulding sidecar that was made in Australia. James Goulding started making sidecars in 1910. In 1918, he moved to Michigan, started making sidecars there and made them to 1956. He was the father of Dot Robinson, who founded Motormade, the big Harley riding club.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Anyway, she was very competitive. She raced enduros against men for 20 years, was very accomplished. But back to this bike here, it has been a favorite of Buddy's. He rode it in the 2010 Cannonball that went from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina to Santa Monica, California. Unfortunately, he lost the valve train out of the front cylinder in Kingman, and that was the end of his ride.
Oh, bummer.
Anyway, they're just very, very interesting motorcycles. In 1931, March, Ignat Schwinn closed the company, even though it was still profitable, because he was so afraid of the Depression, what it was going to last.
That
Anyway.
makes sense. Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite bikes in the collection.
Yeah.
It's one of Buddy's favorites, and it's still a running motorcycle as all the other bikes in the collection are.
Which is so
It's
crazy.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
Again, a bike. So how old is this bike? I gotta do some math real fast.
90 years?
90 years old?
No, 110 years.
110 years old?
1915 to 20.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
It's 110 years old, has 100,000 miles on it, still runs. It's amazing. Obviously, we're gonna have a chance real fast to take some pictures, and I'll put those up through this video of Buddy doing the Cannonball Run.
Yeah, which are awesome.
In 2010. But again, if you don't know what that is, I'll put like a little disclaimer and history on it on the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's classic bikes going across the country is the gist of it. But
Which is
to take
amazing.
this
I think
is such a
14
cool.
years ago, he had a 90-year-old bike he rode. Like, that's amazing and incredible and wild at the same time.
Yeah, at that time, Buddy was 70 years old.
Good for him. He's a boss.
But if you look at the speedometer, it shows 98,000 something miles.
All right, guys, so now we're on to the next. We've got a 2002 Gurney Alligator. Looks like they've got this listed as number 8 of 36.
Guys, this is a bike that, again, very unique, very special. And so without talking about things that I don't know about, I'm going to turn the time over to Dwight and let him dive into it.
Yeah.
Okay, this Gurney Alligator is a very, very special bike. First, a little bit about Dan Gurney. Dan Gurney was a racer. He raced sports cars, Indy cars, Formula One, and even NASCAR. He raced from the 50s through the late 70s. He was probably the most accomplished racer this country's ever had. In his Formula One days, he was racing for Ferrari, for Bravo, Cooper, and then he built his own Formula One cars, raced them. He's the only American to have won a Formula One race in an American car. He was also a motorcycle enthusiast. Dan Gurney was quite tall, and most motorcycles he stepped way up in the airstream. So he designed. I understand that. Anyway, he designed a motorcycle where you sit behind the motor instead of on top of it. This particular Alligator is the R6. The R1s, the R5 were never introduction. This motorcycle, he decided he was going to build 36 of them. 36 is his number when he raced his own car in Formula One. This is number 8 of the 36 bike. It's carbon fiber, chromoly tubing. It's very light, just over 300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It tops out 140 miles an hour. And it handles fantastically because he's got such low center of gravity. Buddy and Dan were friends for years, and Dan allowed Buddy to purchase one of the bikes.
How amazing.
This is cool. Yeah, this is one. It's very unique. Obviously, like again, sitting behind the engine, I'm taking that stance. But like again, we're just covering rooftops with some of the stuff you're gonna see here that's again revolutionary for motorcycles. And like maybe if it didn't land, we don't see a lot of bikes like this, but it's still amazing to come see and check out.
Yeah. This was actually one that when we first came in this morning, he started talking to Dwight. What do you want to show us today? I was like, I definitely got to show you the Gurney Alligator. This is one of the bikes ever, right? That you actually sit in. So I thought that was funny. And really, this is crazy. Do you happen to know how tall Gurney was?
6'4".
Okay, so there you go, Bob.
Yeah.
6'5", yeah, right there.
And Dan also won Le Mans driving a Ford GT, and the car was so low that they had to put a bubble in the roof where he would fit in. And they called that the Gurney bubble.
The Gurney bubble. I love that.
But he raced a GT40 at Le Mans, and AJ Foyt finished first. Okay, 1976.
Nice. That's
amazing.
not quite the same thing, but essentially on my windshield, I'm always like plugging for taller windshields for taller people.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, this is a very, very neat bike. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Hey, we hope you guys enjoyed seeing those bikes. Again, Buddy Stubbs Harley-Davidson Museum is absolutely amazing. It's amazing what they put together there, what you can see and check out. So we hope you guys enjoyed seeing those bikes. And we're hoping to do a few more things to showcase some of the unique bikes that they have in there, or some of the cool things that you don't get to see every day. But yeah, we've absolutely loved putting a little bit of this series together, and are excited to put out more episodes. We know we had a camera die, a microphone die, and some technical difficulties at the end. So we hope you got the most out of it and can enjoy it for the content instead of the production quality. We're still learning and going through the process, but we hope you guys are enjoying the videos and are excited to put together a few more things for the holiday season. And we have a few rides that we're planning on doing just locally, getting out and about, and we'll take you guys with us. So if you're enjoying the ride, subscribe and like, and give us a comment for what you guys enjoy, the content that you guys appreciate the most, and we'll keep pushing. So with that, we'll see you guys next week.
For somebody